When I first started Hajime no Ippo, I had no idea whether or not Ippo was eventually going to lose a fight. I mean, after all, losing in boxing is a lot more detrimental than losing in other combat sports, as being undefeated is an amazing way to promote your fights. Couple that with the fact that Ippo is inside of an anime and you have a recipe for an undefeated fighter. But unfortunately, when a character never loses, obviously you know the outcome of every one of their fights from the beginning of the battle. And that is the first of many reasons why I believe Ippo's loss to Date is very important to the story, because after this loss, you had no idea whether or not they were going to make Ippo lose again. As much as you might like the fights in Hajime no Ippo, you have to admit the outcome being set in stone does not make for a very entertaining bout. Hajime no Ippo is an anime that is constantly praised for bordering on the line of fiction and reality. And not only was this loss very important for making the fights in the anime a lot more realistic, but it was also important because we got to see the way Ippo deals with a loss. Now, of course, we got to see a lot of side characters deal with losses throughout the show, but it's not the same as seeing the main character deal with loss. And I think an attributing factor to this is the fact that both Ippo and us as a viewer never foresaw a loss at this point, so both of us have to deal with the realization that a loss just happened. Now let's talk about what this loss actually means for the future of Hajime no Ippo. Well, first of all, we got to see the development of the Dempsey roll thanks to this loss. The Dempsey roll is obviously a core staple of Hajime no Ippo, and without Ippo choosing to develop this move, he would just be a pretty cut and dry, granted very high level inboxer. But without the Dempsey roll, Ippo probably would have had a pretty hard time as a boxer, especially in his match against Sendo the second time around. Furthermore, we got to see the fight between Date and Ricardo Martinez. Did we need to see this fight? No, but is it easily one of the best fights in the series? In my opinion, it definitely is. If Ippo were to beat Date, most likely Date would have ended up retiring and Ippo would have not grown very much as a fighter. So we got to see quite a few positive events unfold as a result of this loss, but that is not the main thing I like about this writing. Hajime no Ippo shows us the highs of boxing. A lot of people who watch this show are inspired to start boxing because they make it look so good. Only characters like Kimura and Aoki really show the harsh reality of boxing if you are mediocre. But seeing even a high-level boxer like Ippo having to deal with loss and having to continue his boxing career despite the hardship definitely hit pretty hard. So overall, without the loss to Date, I think I would have enjoyed the show a lot less. So let me know if you guys agree and subscribe if you are new because we are trying to hit 3K. I will see you guys later.